What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autotop.nl. My name is Martin, and today I'm taking a look at the all-new Audi Q5, and not just any Q5, this is the SQ5. And let me tell you some good news, we have a big fat V6 in the front. So I'm really happy with that. I mean, I was happy when BMW introduced the new X3 with the B58 6-cylinder, and now Audi has followed and also gave us a 6-cylinder for their mid-sized SUV. Well, this is a sportback, so they say it's not an SUV, and the other one is the SUV, but whatever. I chose this one, by the way, because I like the color scheme on this with the classic Audi silver trim combined with the burgundy. I thought, beautiful combination. So let me just walk you through the car and its design, its technique, because I have quite limited time. These roads are also not really all that great, but when I get back I am going to schedule an appointment in Ingolstadt so that I can get this car and test it over there, also on the Autobahn, of course. So this is just an introduction, I would say. Here we have an Audi RS wheel, apparently, on an S model, go figure. 21 inch, and that's the biggest wheel size you can get on one of these. Wrapped around that Michelin Pilot Sport 4 SUV, so should be quite a sporty SUV tire. As I said, lovely silver trim, I really dig this. Just beautiful. The only thing I don't like is that you get the silver trim, which also means you get the silver exhaust. Just lovely, but then the badge is still black. I really would have preferred that to be silver as well, or chrome. I think it would look a lot better. Overall, I think quite a handsome car. Maybe I like the SUV body style better. Not really into the whole sportback SUV thing, but I just like the spec on this car, so this is why I went for this one. And apparently the Sportback is more popular in Europe. Since you guys apparently like this stuff, I thought I would provide you this. So, quite an ugly engine cover, I have to admit. But underneath the cover, am I going to pull it? Why not? There he is. Get over there. There we have it. The turbo sits on top of the V. That's interesting. So apparently it's a hot V6, because I can see the downpipe right there. That's quite a large turbo, actually. Cool design, Audi. The engine is lovely. I've already tested it on the S5, as you might know. I was also on the introduction with that car. 367 horsepower, 550 Newton meters. So those are really good specs. 0 to 100, 4.5 seconds, 250 kilometers an hour. And it's equipped with a 7-speed S-tronic gearbox, also great news. And a mild hybrid system that's actually really clever. You don't really notice it, other than the fact that you get like a little boost at time. And it can sort of drive by itself, just that little electric engine that's, I think, in the gearbox, to do like mild speeds and some coasting. And that's why this still is quite a conventional V6 powerhouse, but with some modern technology it still gets to be sold in these times, which I think is just great. I really applaud every car manufacturer bringing us a V6. Thank you, because before this I drove the entry-level version, a 2-liter TSI with, well, TFSI I have to call it if it's an Audi, with 204 horsepower. Oh, that really was struggling to get on it a bit. Now I have this and I'm really happy. Again, wow, there we have it again. A black badge in a silver grille. That to me just looks wrong. Don't you agree? Do really like this color. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what she sounds like. there we go. We're going to stick it into dynamic mode and turn off ESP or put it into sport mode. What do you think? I think it actually sounds pretty good. Distinctive V6 sound, and at times you get like a little burble and stuff, which of course is something we like, right? So the interior, let me turn off all the nannies. That's the speed limit. Then we have to press this, turn this all off, off, yes. Okay, there we go. That's starting up a car in 2025. You start it up and then you press this. Turn off all the nannies. Thank you, EU. So as you can hear, little pops from the exhaust, even though we have an OPF filter, of course, in this car. So what don't I like? Well, this. I drive an SQ5 and I think the tachometer is so uninspiring. I think that's always a very nice little thing interacting between you and the car. Just a nice ref counter, an engaging looking ref counter. But this, no, really not. Very dull looking. Which I find weird, because normally Audi had these beautiful rev counters in all the S and RS models that were just perfect in design, I think. Also, I've driven the SQ6, which sits on the PPE platform, so Premium Performance Electric, or whatever it's called, or Premium Platform Electric. And that car is of course co-developed with Porsche for the Macan, because you know, nowadays you don't get a Macan with a combustion engine anymore. So this has been developed by Audi without Porsche, the PPC, so the combustion version of that platform. But I can really tell the difference between the two platforms, because the PPE, so electric, is the more inspiring one to drive. Yes, that's a bit of a shame. If this would drive like the Macan and the SQ6 with this engine, it would be a freaking home run. But to be honest, it doesn't. It feels a bit sluggish, it feels a bit slow to react, it feels a bit heavy. It's really different. I have to admit that the drivetrain makes up for a lot, because it's just very nice. But I just don't get the driving experience that the Audi S5 offered, which has of course the same drivetrain, just in a different body. But I do think there's a huge market for a car like this, because you know, people who used to have a Porsche Macan and who might not like the new Macan because it's electric will look for a combustion alternative. And I think if you drove like a Porsche Macan S or something like that, this might be the first one to look at, because there isn't a lot of competition anymore. There used to be, but nowadays, well, as I said, the new X3 M50, that's also like 400 horsepower-ish, mid-size SUV with a 6-cylinder. But I think this is nicer when it comes to interior quality, interior design. Really like the matte carbon fiber. I think the screens are a lot nicer with Audi. For some reason the engine is a little more alive. It sounds way better. I do think it's a little slower than the BMW, but I think the experience is a little more important than the actual performance. So yeah, this Audi really has a lot going for it. I mean, I would always prefer getting an S5 Avant over an SQ5, but hey, it's 2025, people want SUVs, so can't really blame Audi for doing this and making it a bit you know, safer when it comes to setup, agility, stuff like that. You don't want a razor sharp SUV, I guess. Okay, I'm going to pull out right here because my god, these people are slow as hell. It really doesn't communicate anything to the driver. You can feel that the platform is really capable, but there's no real interaction between you and the car. But it is quite nice, actually. It's super flat. That's something I also had with the SQ6. How flat these modern SUVs can be while doing incredible speeds is just so impressive, and such a compliment to modern day, you know, suspension designers. That's really impressive. But that V6, it has this like Nissan GT-R-ish sound to it, if you get what I mean. If you also hear that little note. That's a big downside, I think. It's auto upshifting all the time. I'm in dynamic mode, I'm in sport ESC, and you know, I'm in manual S mode, whatever, but it's constantly auto upshifting at little over 6,000 RPM. So it is not really all that rev happy, but again, it's just a very nice engine. The gearbox is an S-tronic unit, so it's a dual wet clutch, so you would expect it to be freaking razor sharp and snappy, but not really the case. It can be a bit laggy at times for an S-tronic. I mean, it's sort of the same as performance-wise and speed-wise, like a ZF8 speed. There it really was quick to react, but sometimes it's just not. Don't know what that is. It's mainly the downshift where it's a bit laggy. There, that was a laggy downshift. So let's see if we can find a flat spot and do a 0 to 100. Ooh, that's aggressive. That's that little electric engine kicking right in once you leave the brake pedal. Very nice, little wheel spin there, and it felt quite fast. Spanish people are really slow drivers, by the way. It does have this weird hiccup once you leave the throttle pedal, like it. Don't know if you guys can hear that. So as promised, I am going to test it in Germany on the Autobahn. This, as I said, was just a little introduction to the all-new Audi SQ5. Really like being here. Yeah, once it's available, we are going to test it and do a 0 to 100, 100 to 200, stuff like that. It is virtually impossible to get a flat surface here to do even a 0 to 100, so I really apologize, guys, for not being able to offer you it.
Now turn right.
But I will in the future. Thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you at the next video. Go subscribe to the channel by clicking right here. Go check out this video or go check out the POV reviews playlist. Thank you guys. Bye.